Hi guys, this is Mrs. Seacon. In this video, we are going to learn about how to graph an equation that is written in this form. Y equal mx plus b. This is called the slope y-intercept form. Slope y-intercept form. Of the equation of a line. Okay, so m represents the slope of a line and b is the y-intercept. So this is what we're going to learn. How are we going to graph an equation that is written in this form? Okay, so let's do an example. I'm going to write something. Y equal 2x plus 4. Okay. So it's already written in the slope-intercept form. We are just going to graph it. In grade 9, you graphed these type of equations using the table of values. Something like that. But that's not what we have to do, or you are required to do in grade 10. You're required to use the slope-intercept form and then just graph it looking at the equation. Okay, so this is your y-intercept, 2 is your slope. Y-intercept is basically the starting point of your equation, your graph. This is your starting point. That's how I always teach my student. That's your starting point on a graph. Where are you going to start your graph from? If it's a positive, it is going to be, this is your y-intercept, y-axis. This is your x-axis. Okay. So as we call it y-intercept, that means this point is somewhere on the y-axis. Where that is, it will be based on this sign. If it's positive, it will be on the positive axis. If it's negative, it will be somewhere here. Okay, so 2 is your slope. Okay, the definition of a slope is we do it as a slope is equal to rise over run. So if your slope is positive, you will go up. If your slope is negative, you will go down. So as a rise, it can be up or down. Run, you can run to the left or you can run to the right. So these are the two possibilities in a run. Rise, either something can go up or come down. It will go up if your slope is positive. You have to go down if your slope is negative. Okay. So now let's do this question 2x plus 4 here. Alright, so starting point is 4. So I'll just go by ones here. 1, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so my starting point is 4. This is where I'm going to start. Okay, just put a point, dot, circle it. And we're done with that part. So we're done with the y-intercept. Now we need to move on to our slope. Okay, so now slope, there's only 2 here. So let's write that 2 as a fraction form. As I told you before, slope is always rise over run. So it's a 2 at the top and 1 is at the bottom. 2 is positive. The whole slope is positive. That means you are going to go 2 up and 1 to the right, since it's a positive. So from here, from your starting point, not anywhere else, this is where you're going to start walking. So I'm going to do 2 up from here, 1, 2, and then 1 right from here. That is my first point on the graph. And from here, again, you're going to use your slope again. What was that? 2 over 1. So 1, 2, and 1 right here. So 1, 2, 2 up, 1 right. 1, 2, 1 here. So these are my points. You can go this way too, but now we are going to go opposite because I need to find my point here. So what I would do, since I went 2 up, now I'm going to go 2 down, 1, 2, 2 down, and 1 to the left. Okay, so the reason I'm going down, so if I'm going down, which represents negative, and I'm going left, it also represents a negative. Negatives cancels with a negative, you end up with a positive. Your slope is positive. So if it's a positive and you're going to the opposite direction, you should be going down and to the left. Okay, so now we are just going to join all these points. See, every point here it's on a straight line. If you're trying to join your points and they're not on the line, that means you're just doing something wrong. Okay, so one more thing I want to mention here, when your slope is a positive, which way you can go? So when it's a positive, you can go up, right. Right, when you go up, that represents positive. Going to the right, that also represents positive. So this way you can go. You can also go down. And what's the opposite of right? It's a left. Okay. When you go down, that's negative. And when you go left, that also represents negative. Negative cancels with the negative, it's still positive. So these are the two options you can choose when your slope is a positive. Again, I just recommend more you practice, better you get. It's all practice. Alright, so let's do example number 2 here. We are going to figure out what's our y-intercept. This is our y-intercept right here. Y-intercept, and negative 2, this is our slope. Okay. So now our slope is negative. We have to go in the negative direction to show that to you. So slope, I'll write here. Always write your slope in a fraction form. Negative 2, since there's no denominator here, just put over 1. That negative, you can choose it for the numerator or the denominator. It doesn't really matter, as you can only choose it once. You can't have a negative for the numerator and for the denominator. If you do that, then your slope will turn a positive. So now since we have that, we will go, if 2 is negative, that means we're going to go 2 down and 1 right. Slope is always a rise over run, so I'll just write it here. Slope is equal to rise over run. When it's negative, you can just use the opposite of these two. Okay, so now my y-intercept is 4. And I'll write it one more time here. Y-intercept is 4. It's a positive. So now this is your y-axis. This is your x-axis. Since it's a positive, that means it is right here. So let's count them by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is your starting point. Y-intercept is your starting point. That's where you're going to start graphing it. You can't say this is your 4 or this is your 4 or this is your 4. It's right on the line. Okay, basically y-intercept is when your x is equal to 0. This is where your x is 0. Okay, so now let's look into your slope. Which way we're going to go? So now we're going to go 2 down from here. We'll pick a different color. So from here, 1, 2, right here. Then it says 1 right. That means I'm going to go this way. Okay, I just zoomed in the video. And then we're going to go from here. We're going to go 2 down because of our equation, negative 2. 1, 2, and 1 right. That's where my next point is. And then from here, 1, 2, and 1 to the right. Every time you find your point, just put a little circle around it. It's just easier to see. So 1, 2, and 1 to the right. 1, 2, and 1 to the right. Okay, so these are the points I found so far. And what if you want to go this way too? You don't really need to go to the opposite direction. You have enough points to draw a line here. Okay, so I'll just use my ruler to draw that one. Okay, just because the way I circled it, there's some of them are big, some of them are small. Okay, but if you see, every point I drew, it is on the line. If you have points somewhere here or somewhere here, that's not right, because y equal mx plus b will give you a straight line graph. Okay, it can be this way or this way, or it can be line like that or this way. It has to be a straight line. I think this is all in this video. If you have any question, you can comment below. If you want me to make any video wherever you're struggling, please put that in the comment and I will make a new video for you. Thank you. Bye bye.